Well, who knew you could have such a beautiful day in the middle of the winter? Gosh, after 2 weeks of 20s and teens and even down to the single digits, today it's almost 60 degrees out here and the snow is melted mostly away and the stream is full. Beautiful breeze, that fresh, frigid winter air, and the sunshine. Oh, it feels so great after so many clouds. I was thinking this morning about this notion of living in the present, and that's a subject that seems so simple, and it's such a trite thing to say. Oh, be in the present. Oh, be here now. And it's something we hear all the time. And as I practice it, as I've been trying to install that in the center of my life, seeing this present moment as God, as the divine, the I am, has been an amazing process for me. I have learned so much about the presence of God, that your relationship with this moment is your relationship with the divine. And a pure moment is a moment that's outside of time, because this moment has never begun and it never ends. And in that pure moment, there's no story, because in the moment, there's actually no change. Change requires a past and a future. So the moment turns out to be the access to eternity. It is the one thing that is ever present. It is the one thing that we know and can experience that has no beginning and no end. And it is the practice that teaches us that time is of the mind, and story is of the mind, and ego, self, personality, my life, my history, that is all part of this story that doesn't have any existence absolute, but is an ever-changing, ongoing change, an ever-present, ongoing change. There's nothing solid to stand on in a historical self. And exploring this moment without story is an amazing thing. One of the things I learned is that if in doing so, it opens your heart to love everyone equally, because our different feelings toward different people always include story, always include a history that the mind has recorded, but that does not exist anymore, is not real anymore. It's conceptual only. And that story so often makes us dislike people, or like people, or prefer certain company and avoid other company. The other day in one of the vlogs about Vedic Christianity, somebody wrote, why would you ever mix the Vedas with Christianity? If you zoom out and look at Christianity, it's a cancer on the earth. And, I felt such a deep wound in that, not for whether or not the statement is true. That a statement as general as that could never be true, because one person could never know enough to make such a statement in truth. But our experience of the moment depends on the story that we grow up with, And if we've got people looking over the fence at Christianity with such a distaste, we should know that people are looking from the other side of the fence at the Vedanta, or at Islam, or at any of the other religions with the same kind of hate. And really, we need to rise above the story of the moment that produces hate, that produces aversion, that makes assumption of negativity, even around the most vile people. We need to let go of that. We need to let everybody be freshly themselves in the moment, and just take them as they are, accept them as they are, and as the God, perhaps, that cycles above all of the religions can find that which is love in each of them. Perhaps we can do the same, and not just with religions, but even more importantly with each other, more importantly with ourselves, to stop creating a story that allows for hatred, that allows for aversion, that allows for judgment, and to step into a fresh moment where we allow ourselves to be brand new. We allow ourselves to be something new. We allow ourselves to be transformed by the freedom that exists in a moment with no story, with a moment of no future, just a here, just a now. And to open to that, to allow that freedom, to allow that love, to allow that lack of judgment, to allow that lack of safety in defining and thinking that we know something, in thinking that the world is a particular way, when it is impossible to know the way the world is, because we can never know enough to know how the world is. But your nature is love, my nature is love. Let's see that in each other. Let's interpret each other's actions accordingly, knowing that everybody is only searching for that love, searching for that peace, trying to express their inner truth. And in that way, we find our sameness, we find our oneness, and in that oneness, the heart can open. So be present. Live here and now. Give yourself freedom, forgiveness, mercy. Give yourself equanimity and peace of mind, and allow for what may be called a beautiful transformation into your real nature.